Hey everyone, Kaylee here with this Victoria's Secret inspired look. Today I'm using only drugstore products and drugstore tools to create this look, and I've additionally come up with a little quick 10-minute version of these curls in case you don't want to spend 30 minutes curling your hair, because everybody does not have time for that. Also, I collaborated with Amanda Ensing of BeautyBox1211. She did this amazing makeup inspired by Adriana Lima. You guys should definitely go check out her tutorial and subscribe to her because she has some great makeup videos and I absolutely love them. So now onto the hairstyle. First of all, we're going to volumize the hair. And I'm going to be using this 24-hour body foaming mousse by Tresemme. I'm going to actually be putting this onto my dry hair, so I'm putting some into my hand, rubbing it between two hands, and using my fingertips to apply that to my roots. You can apply this on wet hair as well. On dry hair, it's just going to be a little bit more potent, so you should get a little bit more lift out of the mousse rather than if you were to use it on wet hair. Then you can put some through the ends and then flip your hair over upside down and use your hairdryer to kind of activate the mousse. It's not absolutely necessary to use your hairdryer, but it does help to activate and add just a tiny bit more volume. Then flip your hair back over and you can see we got tons and tons of volume. So now we're going to section just to make the hair a little easier to work with. Separate your hair in front of your ears on either side of your head and clip that up and out of the way. And then with the hair that's remaining in the back, separate about 2 inches above your hairline, and then take that hair on top of your head and clip it out of the way so that that is also nicely out of the way for our next step. So now let's talk about the method that we're going to use for this hairstyle. First of all, you want to use some heat protectant spray to keep your hair as safe as possible during this curling process. And then for our method, what you're going to do is to take 3 fingers together and wrap the hair around it. This creates kind of like a donut shape with your hair so that when you take your hands and hold on either side, you can see you've got a nice little circle there. What we're going to do with that is take a flat iron on either side of it and kind of clamp down. And you just want to warm the hair up. It doesn't have to sit there for 10 seconds or anything like that, just long enough to get the hair warm. And then we're going to move on with the rest of it. Now if your hair is a little bit harder to curl or you want tighter curls, you could use 2 fingers to wrap your hair around, and that would create a smaller curl because the circle that you're making is smaller. So once that's done, whichever one you have, you end up with this cool curl wave hybrid that looks very natural and beachy. And what you should do with that afterward is to wrap it around 2 fingers and use a single prong clip or bobby pin or whatever you have on hand to clip it up against your head while it cools in place to create a nice strong curl that will last all day long. And here's a little chart to help you decide whether you need to use 3 or 2 fingers on your hair. Essentially, 3 fingers is going to create a very loose curl, whereas 2 fingers is going to create a tighter curl. Moving on, we're going to curl section by section until the hair is all curled. So you're going to curl this bottom section, and once it's done, wind it back up and pin it against the head, and then continue by dropping 2 more inches and curling that, pinning it up, and dropping more sections, and keep going until you've got all of the hair curled except for the hair right around the part. We're going to do that just a tiny bit different. Another note is that if you have curly or wavy hair, to smooth your hair out before you curl it, you could always run the iron over it just a couple of times just to smooth it out, and then complete this curl on it, and you would have a nice smooth curl at the end of it without having to straighten all of your hair and then curl all of your hair. Now back to the sectioning. Now that we're back around the part, instead of curling right against the root, you want to go out about 3 to 4 inches and then curl out there. That just gives you a more Victoria's Secret, lived-in, beachy, bedroom, whatever kind of curl, so that it's a little bit more low-key and not as tight and, placed as curling right against the root right around your part looks. So just make sure that you give those extra couple inches just to make the hairstyle look a little bit more effortless. And then once you've got those done, of course you're going to curl them back up and place them against your head. When you allow curls to cool in their shape like this, it creates a much stronger curl because the curl is actually formed when your hair cools and not when it warms up. So that's why I'm always one to curl my hair back up and let it cool against my head. So now to finish out these curls, once they're completely cool, you can take all of the clips out, and do try to get all of them out. Sometimes I accidentally end up with one of these left in my hair and it's totally awkward. But anyway, once you get all of these out, then we're going to go ahead and just use your hands to shake out these curls. Sometimes if you brush through with your fingers, you can make frizz, so don't do that. Just shake them out, flip your hair upside down, use some hairspray and scrunch, and you get a great totally lived in, totally Victoria's Secret texture and look to the hair. And that's it for our more kind of intense Victoria's Secret curls. This method gets you a lot more curl definition and a lot more volume. But if you want something a little bit easier, here's kind of our express version, if you will. You're going to start out right around your face and use the exact same method that we did. So wrapping your hair into kind of a pin curl and then using the flat iron on it. But then we're not going to take the time to wrap it back up. You're just going to let it fall. We're also not taking the time to section. You're just going to take a little section right next to what you just worked on and then curl it and drop that and then pick up another section right next to that and continue that until you've got all the hair on this one side done, and then you're going to move on to the next side. Doing this eliminates a lot of time from it because you're not individually curling each little section of hair, and that adds a lot of time. Also, if you can hold onto your iron while you wrap your hair around your fingers, but definitely be careful doing that, but if you can do that, it saves a lot of time as well because you're not wasting time putting your iron down and picking it back up. So then you just continue around doing the exact same thing. I can do this in 10 minutes on my hair, and I get a great kind of lived-in beachy looking wave, and it's really pretty and really easy to do very quickly. So if I'm trying to get out the door and I care about my hair looking curled, this is a great go-to thing to do. So I totally recommend it for you guys that want that kind of like lived-in wavy curly texture but don't want to spend like 30 minutes to get it. Once you're done, flip your hair over just to add some volume and some messiness to it, and then flip it back, use some hairspray, and it's all done. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I love this hairstyle. I've seriously been wearing it all the time since I started working on it. And make sure to check out Amanda's video. I really love this makeup and I love her makeup tutorials. I think you guys will too, so be sure to check that out. And I'll see you guys in my next video. I love you very much. Mwah! Bye!